So it's crazy how I got into real estate. Whenever I graduated college of Charleston, my grandparents were like, you got to stop renting, you got to buy as soon as you can. So I was so poor, and I bought my first townhouse at 23 years old. That's kind of where I started my real estate journey. And I sold it 2 years later. My husband got into dental school, and he actually was going to go to University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And we're like, all right, well, we got married, we got to sell, and we got to move. So I listed my house with an agent, and I did everything to prep the house. She took some pictures, and it sold within like 5 days. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a pretty cush job. But it turned out that he got into MUSC here in Charleston, and we stayed here. So we bought at the worst time of the market, 2007, like when the stock market crashed. We bought at the peak of the market, and it took us like 10 years to sell that house. But I said, you know what? I know I can do this myself. So I actually wouldn't advise a lot of my clients out there, but to do a for sale by owner. I took some pictures. I did get some traction. I actually ended up selling it to somebody at my husband's dental office. So as I went on in my real estate journey, I started having kids, and I'm like, all right, I have got to move into a better school district, but how am I going to sell this house? So I rented the house out, and we moved. As we got further along and progressed in our careers and everything like that, we finally wanted a bigger house. So I contacted an agent in my neighborhood. I put it on the market. I did everything, by the way. I was the one advising myself, what do I need to do to get this prepped? Do I need to paint the porches? Do I need to paint the spindles, the columns? What do I need to do? I was the one decluttering. I had no advice besides, hey, we're going to take pictures on Monday, and we're going to do an open house. I felt so alone. I'm like, is this what people get paid high dollar for? Like, man, if I ever became an agent, I would never do it this way. And so I kept on buying, selling, making a lot of profit. And in COVID, this is where it turned for me, is I had an opportunity where I'm like, I want to move into my dream home, and I really feel like I can capitalize on the equity of my house. I did what I don't advise, and this is what led me to real estate, was for sale by owner. I did everything to prep the home, took pictures, and I sold it myself. And something lit in me. I was like, I know that the transaction I just had with my buyer, how awesome that went, and I know I can market, and I know I can change the feeling for people when they're doing real estate. It's an emotional roller coaster when you're helping people sell their houses. It's like everything's fine and dandy, and then when you start sitting on the market or negotiating offers, that's when tensions rise. I felt like I'm kind of overseeing agents just take pictures and plop it on MLS and let's just hope for the best. I'm like, I'm going to show you some legit marketing. No matter what price range you're in, I am going to make the whole feeling feel wow, from the beginning, the first hug, to the very last hug when we are parting ways at the real estate closing attorney's office. I wanted to make the experience just so different that when somebody left me, they're like, I'm going through Natalie withdrawals. I loved the feeling, and I would do it all over again with her.